So I'm still working on this, but I actually ran out of those circles. So I'm just going to show you how to, you're going to need this again. You're going to re-roll it out and you're going to cut some more circles if you need it. All right. So here we go. I'll show you what to do. You're just doing the same thing basically that I showed you at the beginning. You're rolling it out. Make sure you do it pretty thin, right? Because you should have plenty to work with here. And don't forget, you're going to need to save some of that yellow to make those chicken wings too, okay? All right, once again, nice and thin. Cut out a bunch of circles. You're going to be here a while doing this. And that one's stuck. Hopefully this will be enough to cover the rest of it. Lots and lots of little circles. Oh, and just as a heads up too, your circle cutter may be a different size, just by a little bit. It might be slightly bigger, might be slightly smaller. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. You do the same exact thing. All right, so my cake probably dried a little bit while I was cutting those. So once again, obviously trying not to get your mat wet here. Just wet the areas that you're going to be doing, that you're going to be continuing on with your paintbrush here and your water. Okay, and then you continue until you get to that top. So I'm just going to keep putting these on until we reach that top. Oops. If one of them does that, then that's fine. Just put it right back on there. You guys will have a whole new appreciation for what goes into making all these crazy cakes. It takes a long time, right? So here we go, next level. Wet it again. This is getting a little dried out. Okay, and then just keep going up. Almost there, guys. I'm gonna wet mine again because it's getting a little dry. And I ran out of my circles, so I need more. All right, but not too many more. So we're gonna roll out that fondant again. Here we go. Same thing. Roll it out and cut out some more of those circles. But you shouldn't need too many more. Once again, make sure you leave enough of that yellow fondant to make your chicken wings. Hopefully this will be all we need right here. Okay. Bowl up the rest of that yellow fondant, save it to the side because you will need it again. Take your cake. You might have to wet it a little bit again. There we go. Okay. And continue. Almost there, guys. Okay, and then just put that last little one on the chicken's head right there. Okay. And there you've got the body of your chicken all complete. All right. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take the rest of this yellow, put it back in your yellow over here because you didn't need those. And you are going to make, let me just see, let's cut out those chicken wings. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the chicken wing that you have. It's only going to be one of these papers in your box. So you're going to take this and you are going to cut it out along, the whole chicken wing. I already have mine cut out right here. Okay, so that's what it should look like. You only need one. All right, so then we're going to use this as a guide to, I'm going to put this off to the side, cut our wing out of our yellow fondant. So what you're going to do is you are going to, not quite as thin as you rolled the circles for your cake, but you're going to roll it pretty thin, but not too thin. So just roll it out. I'll show you, it should be like about that thick, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to take that chicken wing and you are going to place it flat on your fondant and you're going to use it as a guide for cutting, okay? So you're going to take your knife and you're going to just cut around that little piece of paper. It's going to be a little bit tricky because I know that the knives that you guys are using are not really sharp. So it's fine if it's not perfect. All right. I know it's not going to be exactly like this little picture right here. As long as you get a roundabout shape here, you just pull it out. You could just push some of those little pieces in that are kind of sticking out and look a little funny. You got a little chicken wing here. All right, so we are going to put this on your chicken, on the sides of your chicken. And you're going to do that with a little bit of water once again, okay? So just dip your paintbrush in a little water. You are going to put the water where you want your chicken wing, which is going to be right around the side over here. And then you are going to put that wing so that it's kind of wrapping around this little body. All right, and actually put a little bit more water on over here so it sticks here too. Okay, so that's his little wing. All right, so that can go there, and then you're going to do the same thing again, but you're going to just flip this over. It's actually going to be the same, it doesn't matter, but flip it over if you want, and then do the opposite side for the wing, okay? And once again, like I said, if the wing doesn't, the wing's not going to come out perfect because these knives that we're using are not really sharp. Normally I would use an X-Acto knife for something like this and it would come out, you know, exactly the way I want it to, but we can't really use super sharp knives here. So we're just gonna improvise and use our butter knives and it'll still be totally fine. Okay. All right, so here's your other side right here. So this one came out, I think actually much better than the other one did. Okay. So you're going to take that chicken wing and you're going to put it on the other side with some water. You're going to do it where you want the wing to go. Okay. So right about there. All right, so far, let me show you this. All right, so those are the wings. And next, what we are going to do is let's take that yellow fondant and put it off to the side. And that wing, we don't need that over here. You are going to take your white fondant and you're gonna kind of knead that too, just like you did with the yellow fondant, all right? Get it nice and soft again. All right. And then you are going to roll it like this in your hands. Take your roller and roll it out. And you only need enough, so don't make it too thin so that you can't like pick it up. But you're only gonna need enough just to make these two big circles and then two really tiny circles. So use your circle cutter to cut out those eyes. All right, so I got the two eyes for the front there. And then you are going to take your black fondant and once again knead that a little bit. All right, take two little pieces of that black fondant. You really don't need a lot. Split them into two again, and you're gonna roll them like this between your fingers, okay? Okay, and then what you're gonna do is you take a little tiny bit of water with your paintbrush and brush it on those eyes right there. And you're gonna take those pieces of black, you're gonna put them on, and you're gonna push down a little bit, okay? So the eyes get a little bit, the black parts of the eyes get a little bit wider there. Okay. All right, so now there's the blacks of the eyes, and then you're gonna just do a little tiny dot of white on top of that black. So once again, just take a little piece of that white, about that big, like super tiny, and you're gonna break it into two, roll those between your fingers, and I'm gonna wet the black pieces now with the paintbrush, just like this. And I'm gonna put those little white dots on them to make the eyes right there to complete those. All right. So you can actually pick this up with your knife, all right? Because you might have a hard time. You don't want to crumple it as you're trying to pick it up, and you're gonna wet that paintbrush, and you're going to put those eyes on the front. I'm trying to do this backwards, so I'm just gonna turn it for a second, just so I can see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna wet that area where I want the eyes, and I'm gonna put it right on. Don't worry, I'm gonna turn this around so you can see it. I'm going to do the same thing with my other one. Okay. All right. So there's that. Those are the eyes. All right. I made the whites of the eyes a little bit big and the black of the eyes a little small. So if you want, you can go a little bit bigger on those. I'm just going to leave them for now so we can continue. Then what you're going to do is you are going to make your beak. So what you're going to do is, this is pretty simple. You're just going to take a small piece of your orange that you have and kind of roll it around a little bit. And then you are just going to shape it with your finger to kind of just make a little triangle beak. All right. So I'll show you this when we're done here. So it looks just like that. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that and you're going to put the flats, the larger side, not the pointy side, the larger side on the cake. You're going to take a little bit of wet paintbrush over here. I'm just going to apply it right to this piece of fondant. And backwards, I'm trying to do this. You're going to put that beak right over here. All right, somewhere between those eyes, below them, okay? And then I'm going to add the bottom part of the beak to that. So same thing, you're just going to do the same exact thing with that orange piece. Make it about the same size. You could do it slightly smaller if you want. And then you are going to, once again, place that right below that one. So, oops, here we go. Let me straighten them out there. Just like that, okay? Let me just check them out because I'm trying to do it backwards. Cool, all right. And then the last part of this is you're going to make the legs and the feet. All right, so for that, you're gonna need that last bit of orange fondant right here. So you're gonna take one piece of that orange fondant. You need some left over for the feet, okay? Rip this in two right here. And you're going to roll this on your hand so you can make a leg, these little chicken legs. All right. And there you go. You can roll it like that too. And then you're going to do that again with this one because you need two legs. All right, there we go. And what you're going to do is, once again, take that paintbrush, wet the area where you're going to put it. So it's going to be right around here. I just got to turn this around for a second so I can see what I'm doing. Put one right here and one right there. Oops. Okay, so like right there. All right, and then I'm going to make those chicken feet. So I'm going to take this and separate it into two pieces. This is your last bit of orange that you have. And I am going to just kind of flatten it out a little bit. Take a little circle, flatten it out. And then I am going to cut this with a knife into, so cut it one time here. And then cut it another time here. All right, just like that. And then I'm going to just try to squish it the way I want it with those feet, okay? So you're gonna just try to make those like long feet with your fingers and your knife. You could do it too, all right? So just like that, if you have to, you can just squish it a little with your fingers to make them more pointy like this. Okay, so just like that, all right? And you're going to take that paintbrush, put a little water on it, and you are going to put that on the ends of your feet there. You might need to flatten those out just to get it to stick here. Okay. There's one. You might need to hold it there for like a minute or two, just a minute probably, just to get it to stay put and stick. Okay, so there's one. And then once again, you're gonna do that same thing with the other foot there. Kind of flatten it down into like a little circle right there. And you are going to cut it twice here. All right, and then you're going to smush that middle toe into that pointy toe right there. So like make it into instead of a flat toe, you're gonna make it pointy, right? Just like we did with the other one. This could all be done with your fingers or help with the knife, whatever you wanna do. And here is your other foot. All right, and same thing, we're gonna glue that onto the other one with your water. Alrighty, here we go. And you might, like, once again, need to hold it there for a second or two to get it to stay. And here we go. You're gonna wanna let this dry for a little bit with the feet because they just need time to adhere with the water before you start moving it around. But here is your completed chick cake. I hope you guys had a great time, and if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Thanks, guys. Bye.